Yes, I think it's very important to explain to ordinary people that when economists talk about regulatory capture, i.e. the fact that the regulators tend to design regulation more in favor of the industry that they regulate than in favor of the public that they are supposed to protect. They don't imply that regulators are corrupt or they lack integrity. Certainly, around the world, there are examples of corrupt regulators, but I think in the United States, by and large, that's not the case. And on the one hand, this is great news. On the other hand, this makes it more difficult to both understand and fight the kind of capture that economists talk about. So let me try to explain what they mean. They mean that when you do your job, you tend to be affected inevitably, almost psychologically, by the people who provide you the information, the people who follow you, and also, in addition to that, the people who can give you a job in the future. But even without going to the third element, that maybe is the most creepy one, if you want, let's start with the first two that seems to be very benign, but they're quite important. As a regulator, I need information about the industry. I need to know what the problems are. And the best source for this data are exactly the people I regulate. So if I am too tough with the regulated, I end up not receiving the very information that is necessary for my business. The second aspect is very few of us, ordinary people, follow what happens days in and days out in regulation. So take the Environmental Protection Agency. If I need to regulate some emission, most people don't pay attention of the exact level of emission. And short of a catastrophe, this decision will not be revealed and discussed by ordinary citizens. On the other hand, the industry that is regulated will pay a great deal of attention to all the little details because its profitability will depend massively by these regulatory decisions. And so the regulator will naturally pay more attention because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And if I am a regulator and I am in doubt about what is the exact sort of threshold for emission or whatever number you want to input in a regulation, there is always some uncertainty of what is the precise number. And what I do know is if I make a mistake in one direction, I'm immediately exposed and ridiculed by the industry. If I make a mistake in the other direction, chances are that nobody will find out. So naturally, even without being a cynical bastard, I will inevitably tend to make mistakes only in one direction.